and relax the body. Comfortable? I, the being, master of this body. Let me feel myself. Energy, vibrations, the faculty that thinks, feels. This is me. I, the soul. A tiny point of light, a shining star in the center of the forehead. Gradually, try and see yourself. Tiny point of light in the center of the forehead. I am pure, peaceful soul. Purity. This is my original nature. I, the soul, am taking a journey home. See yourself, the little star, going upwards, flying above this earth, crossing the sun, the moon, the stars, going up. I've reached a land where there's complete silence. Golden red light. This is my home. And as I reach home, I see before me another point of light. Just like me, a shining star, but whose powers, vibrations, radiating far and wide in all directions. Like a laser beam, the rays from this point of light are hitting me. I have come face to face with my father, my parent, the one who I have been looking for. If there's any problem, any question, anything, share it with him. He's the one who loves me and accepts me unconditionally. Vibrations of purity. His love and peace are touching me. I, the being, am getting filled with God's love and peace. And now slowly, as I fill myself, I start my journey back to this world, crossing the sun, moon and the stars again, coming down to this planet, to my body, back to my center of the forehead. Today, as I meet everybody, I will remain in this awareness. I am a pure soul, child of that ocean of purity, and His powers and love is filled inside me. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope सब बहुत अच्छे होंगे. You all had a very blissful Sunday. I request everyone to please turn on their cameras so that we can see each other's beautiful, smiling, happy faces. It's good to see everyone after so long. So I'll share my screen and we'll start the reading. Please let me know if I'm clearly audible. Okay, great. Okay. Is my screen visible? You can give a thumbs up like this so that I'll. Great. So we were reading about soul consciousness, and in this chapter, Sister brought us to the awareness that we are souls, not our bodies. So, souls playing roles. We sometimes complain, I am her father, but she does not respect me, or my housemate taught me back today. When we are in the consciousness of a friendship, when we are in the consciousness of a relationship, we have an image of how the other person should behave. For example, a son should be obedient or an employee should follow instructions sincerely. And if their behavior does not match this image, our ego gets hurt. It is only when our ego is bruised, which means when someone says or does something that is not as per expectations of the image we have of them and of ourselves, then we get hurt and react. So, sister starts with a very everyday example that happens in our households every day between a parent and a child or between a maid. We often say, how did he behave with me like this? किसी भी छोटी भी सिचुएशन में हमारे साथ होता है अरे उसने मुझे ऐसे कैसे बोल दिया so we are this happens when we are operating from ego या हमारी perceived image है for example a father has to behave a certain way so a son will say कि आप तो father हो आपने ऐसे क्यों behave किया. Society has laid down guidelines for how people are supposed to behave or function depending on their roles, but we routinely find people not complying. At times, we ourselves behave in ways that are unbecoming of us. The knowledge of soul consciousness helps to understand why we deviate. People are not their roles, but they are souls playing the roles. Here, two things are happening. एक तो हमारा belief system change हो रहा है कि हमें हमारी जो conditioning है कि we are according to our roles. For example, I am a daughter, or I am a father, or I am a sister, or I am a teacher. तो सोसाइटी ने मुझे रोल दिया कि ये रोल के हिसाब से मुझे ऐसे बिहेव करना है. एंड सेकेंड इज कि ये रोल्स जो हैं ये सिर्फ बॉडी के रोल्स हैं एंड सोल कॉन्शियसनेस helps to understand that we are away from these roles. We are a soul apart from the role we're playing. The film industry is a good example of role play. If the same role, script, storyline, and movie is offered to different actors, each one will play. Sorry. If the same role, script, storyline, and more movie is offered to different actors, each one will play the role differently. The performance depends on the personality of the actor. The personality of an actor reflects in his role. Similarly, the sanskars and personality of the soul reflect in our various roles and relationships. For example, जब हम कोई movie देखते हैं and we know an actor, so we know across movies कि हाँ, this is his writing style. For example, Amitabh Bachchan, he was known as the angry young man. For his roles he was playing, वो एंगर था. ऐसे ही हमारे संस्कार होते हैं, वो हमारी लाइफ के डिफरेंट रोल्स जो हम प्ले करते हैं उनमें डिपिक्ट होते हैं. When someone in our society does not follow its norms, we must certainly advise, teach, motivate, empower, discipline, or request them to inculcate values and sanskars. But at the same time, we should not feel upset or hurt if we do not comply, if they do not comply, because we know they are a soul on a journey. A soul on the journey of several lifetimes creates a variety of sanskar. If someone is not acting according to us, yeah, maybe weirdly, so we can tell them. We even may need to discipline them, but the point is we have to stay detached and not get upset कि उसने ऐसा क्यों behave नहीं किया. We have to understand the soul is behaving through their own sanskars, and how are their sanskars developed over the journey of different souls. So one thing that we can remember when someone is acting differently or not according to us, soul on a journey, and constantly remind us, Acha, this person is acting angrily. Okay, soul on a journey, and then keep our point. We shall understand this is depth. We shall understand this in depth in the next chapter. For now, let us know that once the soul creates a sanskar, it lives in an automated mode. The sanskar comes in action as the behavioral characteristics associated with the role. Once a sanskar is developed, वो हमारे हर behavior में आएगा. हमने last के chapters में देखा how sanskars are developed when some habit is formed repeatedly and we do something repeatedly. So if a sanskar is formed, that will come in every role we play. अगर हम गुस्सा कर रहे हैं तो हम एज अ टीचर भी गुस्सा करेंगे, एज अ पेरेंट भी गुस्सा करेंगे. We need to learn to change our uncomfortable sanskar so that regardless of the role we play, a senior or junior, the eldest.
फास्ट हो रहा है, थोड़ा स्लो करें.
Okay. We need to learn to change our uncomfortable sanskars so that regardless of the role we play, a senior or a junior, the eldest or the youngest, a male or a female, our sanskars of humility, compassion, acceptance, and forgiveness prevail every time. Even when our role requires instructing or disciplining someone, we should be able to do it using our sanskars of love and kindness. A versatile movie actor plays any role, that of a pauper or a king, a con man or a cop, equally convincingly and with utmost ease. So our sanskars should be independent of a role. Even if we are in a junior position, even if we are male or female, we have to shed these layers that we've acquired. कि नहीं मैं junior हूँ या मैं senior हूँ. Our constant sanskar should be of humility, compassion, acceptance, despite what others are doing and despite my role. जैसे कि हम मूवी एक्टर्स को देखते हैं, दे प्ले द रोल इक्वली वेल, चाहे किसी को नेगेटिव कैरेक्टर मिले चाहे पॉजिटिव. ऐसे ही वी हैव टू प्ले अ रोल equally well in all the roles that we've given. And now, how we do it? Whatever may be the role, his personality and style reflect in every scene. Similarly, we need to have awareness in every situation. Remind yourself, I, the soul, am playing the role of a parent, spouse, and professional. Regardless of the role, the actor's personality of respect, empathy, and wisdom should become evident in every scene. हमने meditation में भी सुना कि we have to live in that awareness कि I am a soul. And how will we do that? When we remind ourselves constantly, I am playing a role. So now we can replace that with a role. For example, I can say I, the soul, am playing the role of a daughter, a sister, and a professional. You can tailor it according to the roles you are playing. regardless of the role, the actor's personality of respect, empathy, and wisdom should become evident in every scene. This soul consciousness will make happiness, humility, and compassion are not natural sanskars and enable us to radiate elevated vibrations and behaviors in every role and every circumstance of life. For example, हमें कोई अपना value system change करना है या संस्कार change करना है. Maybe we are not as compassionate, or maybe we get hurt easily. A simple way is to tell ourselves that we are souls. Our original nature is peace. When we do that, our sanskars will automatically shift to that of happiness, humility, and compassion, or whatever. We'll shift from negative to positive, and that will also radiate in all our relationships in our life and make it beautiful as well. Soul consciousness is just not another catchphrase. It is not just a theory, a belief, or fact, and it is not enough to simply believe in it. What is important is to live, experience, and practice soul consciousness as we go about our day-to-day lives. Yesterday I was reading some mama's book, and mama also said कि सिर्फ जानना काफी नहीं है. We have to live in that awareness. We have to all the time bring ourselves back to the remembrance that I am a soul. To begin with, you may practice two mantras. I am a pure soul. And second, everyone I connect with is a pure soul who has been on a long journey and may have acquired sanskar that are different from mine. I am a pure soul. Everyone I connect with is a pure soul who has been on a long journey and may have acquired sanskars that are different from mine. The three barriers to success and well-being. Who is your life? Who is your life is very demanding. Who in your life is very demanding to the point that you are fed up of fulfilling their wants. So we can take a pause here and think, ki, is there someone in our life that we think ki, we are giving them too much and we can't do it anymore? Just take a second and see your life. Is it yourself? Is it someone else that is too demanding? क्या आपको लगता है कि नहीं बहुत ज्यादा हो रहा है, नहीं हो पाएगा? Is it your boss, your spouse, your children, or life itself? If you think it is any of them, you might want to think again. Nothing and no one is more demanding than your own ego. Ego keeps seeking more and more to keep itself satisfied and pleased. It keeps raising the bar and increasing our expectations of ourselves and others. We think we are not able to fulfill something for someone, they are too demanding, but we have to center back to ourselves. Is this our ego speaking, or someone else is demanding too much of us, too much from us? In fact, other people are also demanding things out of their ego. And if we think someone else is demanding, that is also they're operating from ego. So we have to see when something is happening that is going beyond our control, or we are thinking it is too demanding, we are operating from ego. Expectations, attachments, dependencies, possessiveness, and dominance can leave us exhausted. Trying to satisfy ego is a futile struggle, so to say the least. Today, many of us have everything that we want externally: physical necessities, comforts, maybe even luxuries. But the I, which wants to experience happiness, peace, and love, is left wanting. If we see our lives and analyze it, most of us have everything that we want. We have food, we have shelter, we have good relationships, everything we have. But still, something is missing. What is missing? The feeling of happiness, the feeling of peace, feeling of love. So it is clear that what love, happiness, peace are not found externally but internally. This is happening because we are looking for these emotions through consciousness of the body, roles, or positions. Let us examine our life when we see ourselves through each of these different consciousness: body consciousness, relationship consciousness, and role or position consciousness. When we feel these negative emotions of too much happening around, so we are operating from three consciousness, which are not soul consciousness. They are body consciousness, relationship consciousness, and role consciousness. We are living in the ego, we are operating from the body. We are seeing ourselves only in the construct of a relationship or in a position ki this is my position, I'm a doctor, or maybe I'm a senior, or whatever. Barrier one, body consciousness. We as souls want to experience happiness because the nature of the soul is to be happy. When we think we are a body, we try to experience happiness through the body. Therefore, we often make statements like these in the pursuit of happiness. Let me listen to good music. Let me buy the dress. Let me eat my favorite food. Let me go on a vacation. बहुत फ्रिक्वेंटली होता है ना, जब भी कुछ लाइफ में गड़बड़ होते हैं हम यही सोचते हैं, अरे घूमने चले जाते हैं, एक मूवी दिखाते हैं, मे बी वी फील बेटर एंड वी डू फील बेटर, बट द बॉडी फील्स बेटर, नॉट द सोल. Make no mistake, each of them is important and add variety to our life experiences. The only mistake is that we add another sentence, let me do this to feel happy. अब जब हम बॉडी कॉन्शियसनेस से सोल कॉन्शियसनेस पे शिफ्ट हो रहे हैं तो हमें ये सब करना बंद नहीं करना है. We don't have to stop enjoying our life or going for a vacation, but we have to understand that these things are not in the pursuit of happiness. These are not the cause of our happiness. We want to eat tasty food through the month, watch a good movie through the mouth, watch a good movie through the eyes. Just a second. We want to eat tasty food through the mouth, watch a good movie through the eyes, listen to music, listen to something exciting through the ears. Basically, when we think we are a body, we try to give happiness to the body through our five sense organs: the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. We all know the feeling. Now contrast this to buying the things you can afford, the food you can eat, the holidays you can take. Do all these happily rather than for happiness. So, this is another belief shift that we have to make. We do all of this for pursuing happiness, but we have to do them happily. Because, as Sister explained earlier, the original nature of the soul is happiness. So we can do them happily, but we should not seek happiness from them. They'll only satisfy our five organs. Maybe we'll feel good when we see a movies. Our eyes feel good. If we hear good music, we will feel good. Our ears will feel good. But it is not something that will give us happiness that is long lasting and sustainable. It is the nature of the soul to be perfect, but we start looking for beauty and perfection in the body. Physical appearance thus starts occupying a lot of our mental space because we look at beauty standards as defined by the society and seek to match it. As souls, we are all perfect. We are all full in all the virtues, but over the time, what has happened is कि हम ये सब चीजें body में ढूंढते रहते हैं, and we try to abide by the list the society has given that a girl should look like this, a boy should look like this. So we will therefore want perfect height, ideal weight, expressive eyes, smooth skin, long hair, the list can get both long and reasonable when we keep comparing our physical appearance with someone else and measure our self-worth on that basis. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है कि हमें कंपैरिजन नहीं करने. मोस्ट ऑफ अस फील बैड और अनहैप्पी बिकॉज हम कंपैरिजन करते हैं. और कंपैरिजन हम किस बेसिस पे करते हैं? द रूल्स और द इमेजेस लेड आउट बाय द सोसाइटी. इट कुड लीड us to create jealousy or hurt. Some of us tried to conceal physical imperfections through makeup, cosmetics, or even surgeries. The body may not be perfect, but we believe we are imperfect. This causes the I to feel inferior or rejected, thus depleting the soul power. और दादी जान की जो थे, शी वॉज सो इल, बट कभी जब भी डॉक्टर उनसे पूछने चाहते थे हाउ आर यू दादी, तो दादी यूज टू से मैं ठीक हूँ. सो दैट इज एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ body consciousness and soul consciousness. The body is ill, not the soul. That is what sister is trying to explain. We are perfect as souls, but the body is imperfect, not us. This causes the I to feel inferior or rejected, thus depleting soul power. Happiness has nothing to do with physical appearance. Happiness is all about inner beauty, our intentions, state of mind, character, personality, sanskars, and actions. I can be beautiful and perfect even if the body does not match up to the standards of perfection. The innate quality of the soul is happiness, but we are trying to experience happiness through money, through the pursuit and purchase of objects. We want to have had branded outfits, the best phone, the costliest bike, or the latest gadget to feel happier. This is a consequence of a flawed understanding of happiness. It is not a product that can be brought off a supermarket shelf. A very, very strong belief shift and understanding that we all need to inculcate in our lives, that we have wrong notions of happiness. Happiness does not come from outside things. We are beings of happiness eternally. Think of a time when you brought an outfit you felt was fashionable, comfortable, and suitable. You wore it to a family event expecting a compliment or two, but someone remarked that you look old in that outfit. Did you feel bad? Did you start doubting your choice? We can think through as sister is telling us. Did you not like them for saying it? Reflect on this. You are the same person who was happy to wear the outfit of your choice, but now you feel hurt. Your thoughts on buying the new outfit had created happiness, and now your thoughts on receiving criticism have created hurt. So, आउटफिट भी हमने लिया, खुशी से लिया, बट हमने को बुरा लगा क्योंकि किसी ने बोल दिया वो अच्छा नहीं लग रहा. सो इज द आउटफिट रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द हर्ट और हैप्पीनेस, और आर फीलिंग्स रिस्पॉन्सिबल, आर थॉट्स रिस्पॉन्सिबल? Our thoughts are created by the soul mind based on your consciousness. When you are soul conscious, perfection in sanskars become your priority. You take care of your body as a trustee, keeping it healthy. You buy material objects for physical comfort rather than for happiness. You choose what to experience through the sense organs, thereby gaining mastery over them. You control the objects or gadgets you possess and do not get controlled by them. So this is what all happens when we shift from body consciousness to soul consciousness. We create our thought, we try to perfect our sanskars. That means we need to try to live in constant state of happiness, bliss, kindness, rather than trying to perfect our body. Also, we don't stop buying things. We buy things, but with an understanding that they will give me comfort, but not happiness. Similarly, it happens with the content we consume. We consume it because they're adding value, not because they're just pleasing or they're a getaway. Barrier to relationship consciousness. We often think and speak and behave through the labels of relationship. For instance, we say, I am a teacher. How should how should my students behave with me? I am your best friend. You should not hide anything from me. Is this how a husband should treat his wife? Someone having the consciousness of being a father creates certain expectations from a son. For instance, if a son is rude, he says, I am his father. How could he talk to me like that specifically in front of others? Let us analyze the scene. Okay. So let's go by what sister is saying. For example, a father and a son are having some argument. The father was connecting with his child through the image of how a son should behave with a father. Son said something to the father, and father reacted, he's the son, and he should have behaved a particular way with him. The father's expectations were a result of that image. So he wanted the son's behavior to align with the image of an ideal child, polite and respectful. When the son pricked or damaged the image with rudeness or disrespect, the father could not accept it. The father felt insulted since he did not receive respect from his son, which he had assumed to be a normal expectation in their relationship. All of us create a mental image of an ideal parent, child, spouse, friend, and colleague. These images are certainly important as they teach us about the rights and scars for us to create. They give us an idea of what to deliver as we play different roles throughout the day. The images we all hold are benchmarks used by us, by the society, or by the elders in the family to teach everyone how to be. But in the field of relationships, it helps to remember that everyone cannot live up to that image. So, sister is explaining that yes, there are images for every relationship, and they were built to teach us good sanskars and how one should behave. But not everyone can react according to that image. In our own experience, we would have seen that a few people may come nowhere close to that image. A few people match that image, while a few others do way better than that image, going above and beyond our expectations. Every soul reacts differently. Someone is like जैसे सोसाइटी ने बोला है वो वैसे ही एक्ट करेगा. Someone is a rebel. कि सोसाइटी ने बोला है तो मैं ऐसे एक्ट नहीं करूंगा. So everyone does not function according to an image. Why? Because everyone is a soul on a long journey of multiple lifetimes. So they carry many sanskar. This understanding helps us to accept people and respect them, and yet guide and discipline them, thereby helping them create new sanskars. So whenever someone is not acting to our expectations or as per the image by the society, we have to understand that the soul is not at fault. They have their own journey and they have built their sanskar over time. But we can guide them and build them better sanskars for themselves. Whenever we connect to each other through the consciousness of the label of relationships, we are bringing ego into play. Since both of us are attached to a false image of ourselves, it is the ego of the one that connects to the ego of the other. The father and son example that sister gave, right? The son could also be in an image, ki he's my father. He should have not scolded me in front of everyone. And the father was like, I am a father and I could scold my son. So both of them are behaving from ego consciousness, not from soul consciousness, and trying to satisfy egos. Trying to satisfy the ego makes our relationships complicated. Differences of opinion trigger disrespect, arguments, or conflicts. That is why the term ego clashes has been coined. When we connect to each other through social consciousness, then it is a soul to soul connection. Soul consciousness helps us understand the other soul's behavior and have no expectations. It inspires us to enter relationships only to give and not to want anything. It enables us to radiate unconditional love, acceptance, and harmony. So, we are operating from ego, but now when we shift to soul consciousness or see someone can know beyond the relationship, the person I'm dealing with is a soul. So, that changes the relationship dynamic and then fosters the feelings of love and kindness. And it also lets the expectations away क्योंकि आप सबको सिर्फ उनके ओरिजिनल प्योर फॉर्म में देख रहे हो. So, we'll end this here for today and we'll start the discussion. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. So, who would like to share the takeaways? Karuna sister.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
I have a little cold today, so is my voice audible and clear?
Yes, yes.
Mm.
It is.
Last day we have learned that we see the world through consciousness, and there are many consciousness through which we see the world, and the soul consciousness is the most right way to see any other person or any other thing or situation. And we have three barriers to this consciousness, that are body consciousness, relationship consciousness, and role or position consciousness. I like the example you gave of Dadi Janki, that I am not this body, I am soul, I am perfect. The soul is perfect, nature of the soul is perfect, and my body is ill. So I understood that now today I am not ill. My soul is perfect, and my body have a little fever and cold. Make no mistake, each of them is important and add variety to our life experiences. We see that many saints used to, we call them Bairangi. They don't buy new things, or they remain in a very simple cloth, or they stay in many forests, and we say them, we call them sannyasi. But it is important that whenever we are buying anything, we should remember that it is for our comfort, and also that it adds variety to our life experiences. So we should not forcefully stop ourselves from buying those things. Happiness to the body through our five sense organs, we try to give them since ages. So it is important that we should understand the sanskars of our soul and not criticize them. It will reduce gradually. Nature of the soul is perfect, and happiness is all about inner beauty, our intention, state of mind, character, personality, sanskars, and action. When we enhance them, we will find happiness within ourselves. And we should always remember, whenever we are buying anything or getting into any relationship, that it will give comfort to ourselves and not happiness. The images are certainly important, as they teach us about the right sanskars for us to create. The social images we have, the social norms we have, we should understand that they also teach us about the right sanskars. So we should not refuse them or avoid all of them, but we should judge from our own intellect that what is right for us and what is not. For this, we need the power to judge and decide and then act upon it. And any norm of the society is not always correct. We should understand and we should always judge them. And I also like the soul consciousness. When we connect soul to soul, it is very beneficial that we understand other soul's behavior and have no expectation. We understand the journey of the other soul, that they have come across a lot of lives and have developed sanskars, and only to give and not to want anything. We get into relationship only to give and not to want anything, and then we radiate unconditional love, acceptance and harmony. Thank you, Om Shanti.
Thank you, sister, for sharing, and I hope your chariot gets well soon. Nikhil, brother.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
I like one point which Shesha said, like we all of us have a mental image of an ideal friend, of an ideal uh, child, uh, but we sometimes forget that the person on the other side is a soul on a journey. If we just remember that I am also a soul, uh, I have been on a long journey. Similarly, the person in front of me is also a soul who has been on a long journey of multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
So my way of interaction would change. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm into body consciousness, there would be ego clashes, like the example you said of the father and son relationship. Uh, Father would expect son to behave in a particular way, but if he doesn't comply to those standards, then the father would get hurt. Uh, if on the other hand, if that same father would have been in this consciousness that I am a soul on my journey, the son is also a soul on my journey. Uh, so he would have treated him in a different way. Their relationship would have been much better. Uh, Sister said here that when when we enter into relationships, we must enter only to give and not to want anything. There must be no expectation. This is possible only when we are in soul consciousness. Like, everyone we interact with, the people who are in our circle, uh, all of them are souls on journey. They may have different sanskars. I must never think ki if they are not behaving in a certain way, so why is it so? I don't need to go into overthinking. I need to be very flexible, and I need to be in this consciousness that I'm here just to radiate that unconditional love, acceptance, harmony. Uh, and the other person has had previous sanskars also. So it might take them time to change, or they might not even change throughout the lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
So this helps me to make myself calm. Other person may be aggressive, they may be shouting, they may be irritable, but when I understand that this person has been on this journey in a long period of time, he was like this earlier also, so I don't need to expect anything from the other person.
Okay. Thank you, brother. Vipin, brother.
Yes. But today, what is my takeaway is sustainable in bodily consciousness. Um, we are searching for our happiness to do some activities, or as in going for a vacation, or eating food. In that perception, she changes. We have to do it, but not for happiness, but do it with happily. That change, which I want to take away. And second thing is the understanding of all the souls are in a long, long journey, carrying long sanskars. That way we can interact with the other souls without any expectation, or with any ego sanskara. So that understanding will make us in the way of right consciousness. That also the 2 points which I wanted to take away. from this class today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, brother. Ritika sister.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Yeah, my today takeaway is sister has said that pe people are not their roles and they are the souls, they are playing the roles. And the second is the soul creates a sanskar, it lives in an automatic mode. Sanskar come into action as the behavior characteristics associated with the role. Means जो संस्कार already है वो अपने आप ही work करते हैं. And third is that if we are uncomfortable, we are having uncomfortable sanskars, we need to learn to change them. And regardless of the role we play, we are whatever, we are junior or senior, male or female, if there are uncomfortable sanskars, we should learn to change them. And even if when our role require instructing or disciplining someone, we should do it with very sanskar of very kindness and love. We should not be angry or harsh to anyone. And the next sister has said that what is important to live, experience and practice soul consciousness. And sister ने two mantras दिए हैं that are very important. We should remember it. We should practice it. I am a pure soul. And second is everyone I connect with is pure soul and who is on a long journey and acquired the sanskars of that are different from mine. ये समझ ले तो means कोई झगड़ा ही नहीं है. तो सिस्टर ने बहुत अच्छा बताया कि अगर ये हमें याद रहे कि मैं भी एक आत्मा हूँ और जो सामने वाला है ही और शी इज ऑल्सो अ प्योर सोल ऑन अ जर्नी. एंड थर्ड सिस्टर ने मुझे बताया कि हैप्पीनेस हैज नथिंग टू डू विद द फिजिकल अपीयरेंस. जो भी बात की चीजें हैं वो सब चीजें दे आर आउटवर्ड एंड इट इज अ स्टेट ऑफ माइंड, character, personality and action. The innate quality of soul is happiness, but we are trying to experience all the things which give us which give us happiness. And sister ने two barriers बहुत अच्छे बताए हैं, body consciousness and relationship consciousness. कि अगर कोई मेरे साथ if I'm a teacher, so how should students should behave to me, and if I'm a father, my son should behave like this. So we should not become role consciousness. Instead, sister ने कहा कि we should become soul consciousness. Thank you, sister.
Thank you, sister. Anyone else would like to share their takeaways? Ruchi sister.
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti.
My takeaway is that the knowledge of soul consciousness helps us to understand why people are not their roles, but they are souls playing their roles. We may be playing the same roles. Every one of us are playing the same role, the role of a daughter or a son or a wife or whatever. But we all play according to our sanskars and our personality. And according to that, so we should understand that everybody would be playing it in a different manner. So उनकी भी हमें जो है हर एक की रोल को एक्सेप्ट करते हुए चलना होगा. And जब भी हमें when someone in our society does not follow its norms, we must advise, teach, motivate, empower, but we should not feel upset or hurt if they do not comply, because we know they are also a soul in a journey. And next that I liked is that we have to shift our belief system that whatever we do for our happiness, actually it should not be for happiness, it should be done happily. तो जो भी हम चीजें खुशी प्राप्त करने के लिए करते हैं वो खुशी खुशी करनी चाहिए. ये आज का टेक अवे रहा. और लास्ट वन इज दैट happiness has nothing to do with physical appearance. It is all about inner beauty, our intentions, state of mind, character, personality, sanskars and actions. तो ये सारे आज के टेक अवे. थैंक यू.
Thank you, sister. Sujata sister.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Yes, you are.
I like in today's session the 3 barriers to success and well-being. That main culprit is ego. So it is given that ego keeps seeking more and more to keep itself satisfied and pleased. So that is what is troubling. And it is our own ego, one thing which is troubling us. It demands, it wants more and more. It creates fears and all that. And other thing is, other people are also demanding out of their ego. So expectations, attachments, dependencies, possessiveness, and dominance. These are all things which are leaving us exhausted. And trying to satisfy ego is a futile struggle. So if we deeply understand that our whole life is problematic and full of stress because of this ego, which is creating wants and possessiveness and expectations. But when other people also are putting a lot of expectations, we get irritated, frustrated. But then with this understanding that like we have ego, they are also having ego, and because of their ego, they are expecting from us. Then a little bit we will be like less irritated. So for this solution is soul consciousness. So main takeaway from today's session is soul consciousness is not a theory or a belief or fact. It is to be lived experience, and it has to be practiced regularly. That is main thing. And for that, these affirmations. I am a pure soul. Other person is also a soul on a long journey with his own sanskar. So if we practice this daily, then ego consciousness will automatically reduce, and the problematic life situations will definitely which we don't have to work on each and every problem. Once soul consciousness, if we practice, the other problems will automatically go away, ego consciousness will go away, soul consciousness will vanish. So instead of targeting every problem and wasting our life and energy, time on the problem solution, better to practice only soul consciousness and other things will automatically go. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Sajata sister. Anyone else? Okay, so I'll share the homework for today. Today's homework is: what are the 3 barriers to success and well-being? Examine your life and make a note of how you will feel when you see yourself through each of these different consciousness. We have to understand ki in all 3 consciousness, how we feel and how we change that. I'll repeat. What are the 3 barriers to success and well-being? Examine your life and make a note of how you feel when you see yourself through each of these different consciousness. Okay? And I'll play a small music once again. We'll meditate together and then close the session.
आत्मा शांति स्वरूप हूँ I am peaceful soul Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti soul. शांति मैं आत्मा प्रेम स्वरूप हूँ I am loveful soul Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti मैं आत्मा शक्ति स्वरूप हूँ I am powerful soul Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti मैं आत्मा पवित्र स्वरूप हूँ I am pure soul Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti मैं आत्मा आनंद रूप हूँ I am blissful soul Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti मैं आत्मा ज्ञान स्वरूप हूँ I am knowledgeful soul Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti
Shanti. Have a very nice day, everyone.